welcome to the Citizen channel. We're going to have a preview. We're going to have a preview of the Champions League match day 5. I think it is Group A of the Champions League. 8 p.m. kickoff, 24th of November 2021. Of course, Manchester City versus PSG. I really want revenge on these guys. I just took that defeat in PSG very badly. I thought we should have won that one, to be honest with you. So I really want us to win this one, but we'll have to see, won't we? Let's have a look at it anyway. Let's look forward to the game. We'll have a look at PSG, how they've been doing since they beat us in that game, how they're doing in their own league, etc. Of course, I'll try to predict our own starting 11. I won't bother with the PSG one. I could have a guess at it, but I'll leave it. I'll just do our starting. I think we know who the front three is, and I think they're all fit at the moment, although they keep... You know, you hear these little rumours that somebody's got a knock and somebody's got a niggle, but it's all rubbish anyway. I think they certainly played on Saturday anyway, all three of them, those three front guys. So I do expect them to play against City in this game, which is a big game for both teams, to be honest with you. The match is being shown on BT Sports. In charge, yeah, all Italians. Yeah, usually we get a wild card thrown in, don't we? We get one nationality thrown in, but all Italians for this one. I'm not too sure what the reason is behind that. I thought they always just for a bit of fun threw in another nationality, but not in this case. Anyway, we got Daniele Orsato from Italy. I do recognise his face. I mean, you may know a bit better whether he's any good or not. I do recognise that face, but none of them are that good, are they? Let's be honest about it. His linos are Alessandro Gialettini and Fabiano Preti. Fourth official is Luca Parezzo, and VAR we've got Marco Di Bello, and assistants we've got Maurizio Mariani. There you go. Oh, I do like it. Actually, I quite like Italy, I must admit, as a place to go on holiday and stuff. I've not been enough there, to be honest with you, but I do like Italy. But great names, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant names. Yeah, obviously the last time out was a disappointing 2-0 defeat at PSG. If we'd been a bit more clinical, I think we certainly could have got away with a draw, even a victory there. So overall, our record, we played them 5 times. We've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. So again, we're still in the positive on the win side anyway. On the odds to win the match, please, I don't condone gambling, but please check out my little odds show as well on this, which will be published the day after this goes out. So depending when you're watching this, it might already be out, so keep your eye out for it anyway. The Manchester City versus PSG odds show. City are 7-10 favourites to win this game. The draw is 16-5. That's with Betfred. That's the best price you can get on that one. And PSG are 15-4. Yeah, so City are firm favourites. Not everyone. I mean, I've been looking at some other if you like, preview shows, etc., with what they think about the game. Some are sort of predicting a PSG win as opposed to a City win, so quite interesting. A surprising, of course, PSG draw at Leipzig in the last one allowed us, didn't it? Allowed us to take top spot in this group, which was nice. It's nice to sit a point clear of PSG at the moment. And let's be honest about it, we could possibly get away with the draw with this one and still be okay for topping the group. Obviously, we do have to travel to Leipzig, or a crowdless Leipzig now, isn't it? Where no fans allowed. Well, that's a reasonably tough challenge, to be honest with you, to go there anyway. But a draw would probably do it, wouldn't it? Because obviously all the permutations. It's Brugge. Brugge's the wild card, of course. Brugge still have to play PSG, okay, at PSG, but they could have a big say in this because they can still certainly catch PSG, and it's anything less than a draw or a victory at our place for PSG, and they might be looking over the shoulders in that game. That last game in the group might be a little bit cagey, a little bit nervous, although they should be able to beat them. I mean, we can beat them by what 9-2 was it on aggregate over the 2 legs? I'm sure, although they drew away, didn't they, with Brugge PSG? So not an easy task, but yeah, it does put some doubt in the mind if they don't get anything at our place, to be honest with you. So obviously Leipzig are probably out of it, aren't they? Let's face it. I mean, they might do something to us. They've got nothing to lose after it's a free hit, as they call it. But we certainly should be good enough to beat Leipzig. But let's get something from this. Let's get at least a draw. And as I said, I want to beat this PSG team, to be honest with you. Of course, looking at how the groups stand as well, looking at other groups, if it's better to finish first or second, sometimes it isn't. It doesn't make a lot of difference. But yeah, we were just having a look on another pod the other day, and it is looking as though it will be best to win the group to have a better chance in the qualifiers in the last 16. Now, it doesn't matter. We've got to beat everyone anyway to get where we're going. But you just perhaps want to leave the better teams to last. So it does look as though winning this group would be better than finishing second. So there you go. So a win would be nice. Don't forget we've got West Ham up next, which although they got a disappointing defeat at Wolves, have been playing very, very well. I'm not overly worried. Well, I'm not overly worried. A good City team should be able to beat this good West Ham team any day of the week. But obviously, I'm thinking whether Pep will have an eye on that as well, because it's with Liverpool and Chelsea firing away. We can't afford to drop points against anyone, certainly not at the Etihad, that's for sure. So will Pep keep his sort of best Champions League team, or will he sort of twiddle a bit with the team? I mean, I'll give you my 11 in a minute, my little thoughts on it as well. I think he can afford to go fairly strong in this PSG game and let the West Ham game take care of itself, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's me. That's my thoughts. He does play one or two little different formations and players in the Champions League. And, if you look at Mahrez, who's sort of played all four so far, and yeah, he's struggling to get into the Premier League team. So he does tweak it a little bit. So that's not too bad. PSG themselves, yeah, they are dominating. I mean, of course, they finished runners-up last season, a bit disappointed. I mean, Pochettino's probably on a bit of borrowed time if he didn't win the league this year, or at least do well in the Champions League. But yeah, they're dominating the French league this season. After 14 games, they're already 12 points clear. So I think they're not going to worry about it. I think they're going to go the strongest they can for this game. But they do have a little temperament, don't they? They obviously got little temperamental problems, PSG. We wind them up a little bit. It might not be too bad. I mean, we had Messi scoring his very first league goal against Nantes on a 3-1 win on Saturday, but it was far from simple. They had keeper Navas sent off after 60-odd minutes. So I say that I think the score was 1-1 at the time, something like that. So they did manage to win the game 3-1, but obviously, as I say, we can get in the faces a little bit. We know they're a little bit temperamental. They don't travel too well. They've certainly drawn the 2 games they've played away from home already. They've only drawn them. They've not won either of those games against Brugge or Leipzig. So, we know we can wind them up as long as they don't wind us up. That's the thing. Of course, we've got to be aware of that front three, and we know a moment of magic or a sucker punch will do for us. We know what they're quite capable up front, of course we do. But in the same case as the first leg, if we put our chances away, then this is in the bag. But it's whether we can put our chances away. That's the thing. So I'm going to give you my 11 with some little thoughts for this game. Let me know what you think, anyway, guys, of this PSG game. I think we'll go fairly strong. As I said, there's certain players that I think Pep will automatically put on his team sheet when he's picking his Champions League. But obviously we've got a few funny ones, haven't we? Little niggling injuries and stuff like that. So I'll just go through the 11 with an explanation, then I'll go over it again in case you missed anything. Obviously, there's no doubt about Ederson, is there? That's a shoe-in. Walker is a shoe-in. Cancelo's got to be a shoe-in. He's played all 4. Rodri's played all 4. But obviously it's the centre-half partnership, isn't it? I think he'll go Laporte and Diaz. I think he'll go back to... For me, I would have Stones and Diaz, but I think Pep will play Laporte and Diaz for this. His sort of go-to thing before, obviously, he fell out a little bit with Laporte, but I think he's back in his good books now after that, the last game against Everton. So at the back, I'm going Ederson, Walker, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo and Rodri. Now, midfield's a bit of a funny one. With no KDB, of course. Absolutely no reason why Gundogan won't play again. He's got plenty of... I'm sure he's still got plenty of energy. He's only just come back into the fray, so I'm sure he'll play in midfield. Foden's a funny one. He didn't look totally fit to me. He must be fit. We're not going to play players who aren't fit in a game, are we? But he didn't look overly convincing against Everton. But yeah, if he is fit, then he's got to play. Bernardo is another shoe-in. I mean, there's no doubt that Bernardo's not going to play in this. Interestingly enough, the funny one there as well is Grealish, isn't it? Is Grealish going to be fit? Because he's obviously played in all 4. And put in some good performances in the Champions League. If he's fit, I expect him to play. But on the other hand, if he's not, and you play Mahrez, because Mahrez, again, as I said before, has played all 4 of these Champions League games so far. So I think it's either or of one of those two, to be honest. I think Grealish or Mahrez for that. And I've put Grealish in now, and obviously on the basis that he will be fit to play this. And he's been rested now, hasn't he? He's had a little rest as well, so that's not too bad. And of course, you've got that funny one, haven't you? It's Jesus. I was dead surprised he didn't show against Everton, to be honest with you. But so will he put Sterling in? I'm going to go, he's going to start Sterling. And Jesus is going to miss out, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus plays. But be an interesting one. As I say, I don't know what Jesus has done wrong, particularly for Pep to sort of put him to one side. I mean, to play Cole Palmer, for instance, in that position against Everton was a very unusual ploy. It seemed to work, obviously, but very unusual. So, yeah, Gundogan, Foden if fit, Bernardo, Sterling over Jesus, and Grealish if fit over Mahrez. Obviously, he'll step in otherwise. There you go. Let me know what you think. You think of that City 11 anyway. So a bit of a funny one. It's not overly straightforward with the injury situation. But I don't know as I'm recording this how the guys came out of the game against Everton. It seemed all right. As I said, there's a couple. Foden was sort of took a couple of knocks into it, etc. But let's see what happens. You may know better than me, and obviously there'll be Pep will do his post-match thing a couple of days before, as usual. And the match quirky stats, just a quick look at some funny stats around this game or around the Champions League. City have failed to score in their last meeting with Paris Saint-Germain, a 2-0 loss, of course, in September. The first time they hadn't found the net against a French side in European competition since December 2008, when they drew 0-0 with PSG in the UEFA Cup. They had netted 23 times in 11 games in between these two, averaging 2.1 goals per game. So let's hope we get back on track with that one. PSG have only won 20% of their meetings with City in the UEFA Champions League, 1 of 5. Among teams they have faced at least 5 times in the competition, only against Real Madrid. 17%, 1 in 6. Do they have a lower win percentage? So let's hope that carries on. Let's get up there with Real Madrid. That'll be good. Bayern Munich have scored, only Bayern Munich 17 have scored more goals than City 15 in the UEFA Champions League so far this season. The City are averaging 3.4 expected goals times G per game in the competition this term since the start of 2013-14. This is the highest per game average by a team in the group stage in a single UEFA Champions League campaign. Let's keep that up as well. PSG are winless in their last 3 away games in the UEFA Champions League. They've drawn 2 and lost 1 and could go without an away victory in the group stage of the competition in a single season for the first time since 2004-2005. And we'll finish on PSG's Lionel Messi. He scored 7 goals. This is a bit dodgy, this one. 7 goals in 7 UEFA Champions League appearances against City. The second most by a player against an English club in the competition after Messi's haul of 9 goals in 6 appearances against Arsenal. There you go. So there's your quirky stats. Match Day Live, of course, I've no details of who's on that yet, but if you're into that, obviously they'll have a couple of at least a couple of keen City players on there in Match Day Live. So tune in for that, and please come back in here and watch, watch what I'm reading, you're watching. Read my full match report on this game, with the player ratings, of course, from Mr. Brennan, or if it's Mr. Bukowski, but it's usually Mr. Brennan this season so far from the MEN, and yours truly, me, on Thursday the 25th of November. It'll be about lunchtime when I get it out, so please come back and enjoy the match report feature, which we do. And of course, if you get a chance, check out my little History Boys feature. We've got a West Ham game coming up, haven't we? I've just put out a little history feature on City versus West Ham. That'll go out on the Wednesday, the morning of the game against PSG, so keep your eye out for that. That's a game back in October 1976. Happy day. I had plenty of hair then, believe it or not, in October 1976, but there you go. Keep your eye out for that. That's out on Wednesday, the 24th of November, 21. Anyway, guys, let me know any of your thoughts on this game. We're looking forward to it. I'll be there, of course. yeah, a bit of a different routine at the moment. I'm not. I usually go with my lad and meet my lad and do various things, but obviously I've not been. I've been having to do other little things. So, but if you do see me, if you do happen to see me anywhere, or even in the South Stand, come and say hello. It'd be great because I'll probably be eating some chips or something like that, or obviously in the South Stand, I'll be at the back having a beer. I don't think I'm driving this week north. I think I'll go on the tram actually. I'll say I've driven. I went to the Everton one in the car, and I could be going to the West Ham one in the car as well for reasons other than normal. So, but I will be on the tram against PSG. So I might risk a couple of pints. I hope you guys will enjoy yourselves as well. A full house as far as I know. So let's hope for a great atmosphere, and let's hope we beat them, because I do really want to beat these. I don't know what it is. I've said it before. We're always compared with PSG, and I think that is grossly unfair. I think the City is such a more history in our, certainly the last 60 odd years, 70 years that they've existed. I mean, City have got far more history, and we are lumped together. But I think it's just unfair. I just think City is historically and as a club are owed more respect than we get. To be honest with you, but there you go. That's my own little quibble anyway. But let's hope we stuff them and. Yeah, although I'll be happy with the 2-1 with the Scropey goal in injury time. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again, hopefully on the Citizen channel. Please have a look at my film and TV channel. If you go on there as well, give us a thumbs up. I don't get as many thumbs ups on there as I do on my football one. So please, have a look at some of my reviews and information blogs on there on TV dramas and films, all the latest films, etc. So if you want to have a rest from football, have a look at that. But if not, if you want to be back on here on the Citizen channel, until we meet again, I only ask one thing, don't I, guys? I only ask one thing. Please stay safe, everyone. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.